Alright, and the kitty gloves comes off because now we're gonna talk about the actual movie as a whole. This is gonna be weird since it's a Civil War, Tony, Cap, everything. The first thing that pops into my mind that I want to talk about is Peggy Carter, because we see her funeral. We all know this was gonna happen. We saw the set photos, like they leaked and stuff, and I was just like, I'm gonna fucking cry. I got teary-eyed though. I didn't cry. And I liked that they revealed that Sharon Carter was Sharon Carter. Steve's and her kiss. No. I mean, come on, she was Peggy's niece. That's wrong. I get that in the comics, Sharon Carter and Steve, they have a thing. It works in comics. It does not work for a live-action movie, especially not when you've seen the first season of Agent Carter. You know how much she has to do to forget about Steve. We see throughout these movies how Steve tries, oh, Peggy, blah, blah, all this drama, which is so delicious to me. I love this drama. Her funeral, which is sad, and then they kiss completely out of the blue. I don't see, I see a friendly chemistry between them. I don't see a romantic chemistry. So for me, I didn't like that. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about Captain America Civil War. Right from the get-go, this movie starts off and you're just like, oh god. Immediately when Bucky made that car crash, I was just like, oh my god, it's gonna be Howard and Tony's mom. Oh, it's gonna be so sad. And it was sad. When it was revealed later that it actually was their car, we got to see Howard Stark die. And he didn't die a nice way. Neither did his mom. In this movie, man, Stark has so many issues. It's interesting, because I always said, I'm gonna be on Cap's side. I am on Cap's side. You definitely realize, oh shit, Cap. Oh, you're going a bit too much now. Oh, I'm gonna switch side to Tony just for a bit. Then I go right back to you, Cap. The whole changing traumatic events in your mind and all of that Tony had. We get to see a young Robert Downey Jr. What I like the most in this movie is the fact that the consequences from the past movies are so affected in this movie. My son died in Sokovia because of you. You're guilty. It's thank you. When watching Age of Ultron, I'm just like, there's no way they're saving everyone, what the fuck? And I'm so glad, because they didn't. I'm completely fine with destruction in superhero movies as long as you confront them. As long as there's consequences for the hero's actions. Speaking of Sokovia, let's talk about the main villain. I liked everything about this main villain. His motivations, why he did everything. You can definitely draw parallels to this movie and Batman v Superman, because this main villain, he played the Lex Luthor role, of bringing together these heroes and making them fight. The only thing is, this movie did it better, and it did it better because we know these characters. We've spent at least 6 movies with at least one of these main characters, so we know them. So I like the fact that this regular dude, got to see his family die, crushed by a building thanks to the Avengers, and now he wants to seek revenge. This is a tale of revenge. And the only thing that I know people will have a problem with this villain is the fact that he's Baron Zemo. This character is Zemo. All his backstory, we get why he's pissed. We get it. We get why he wants to tear the Avengers apart, because look at what they destroyed. The entire city. Everyone he knows is dead, You get it. But because he's not the Zemo from the comics, people are gonna flip. I did like his character though, but I almost would have liked his character more if he wasn't this big guy from the comics. If he was just this random guy out for revenge, having the resources for it, and just I'm gonna fuck your shit up, Avengers. One of the best superhero action scenes ever with the airport scene. We see Giant Man. We see motherfucking Giant Man. And it's cool, it's funny, it's awesome. As I said in my non-spoiler review, we see Peter Parker, we see Spider-Man, and we see Aunt May, we see all of that. Peter Parker for me is always going to be an adult. That's when I read Spider-Man comics. I read him when he was an adult, when he was married to Mary Jane. But this is Spider-Man. When Peter talks to Tony in his room, Tony's just like, you're fucking Spider-Man, dude. It's so good. Tom Holland, he's really good. You're just you're Peter Parker. All the things Spider-Man says is things Spider-Man would say. It's been in one of the promos, Winter Soldier and Spider-Man. Spider-Man just bang, you have a metal arm. I'll admit, I was a bit worried about Spider-Man movie. I have full confidence. The only thing I want is Spider-Man and Daredevil to meet. I almost want Spider-Man to meet up with the Defenders more than the Avengers, but hey, What are you gonna do? This is a Captain America movie. I barely talked about Captain America, but that's because, like, you don't really need to, you know what I'm saying? Like, Captain America, he's still the same person he was, like, in the last movies. And that's okay. He's Captain America. Like, we know what Captain America stands for, what he is. But Tony Stark, he's been in these movies for almost, like, 8 years, right? And, like, he still gets character development. You learn more stuff about Tony's feelings than you've ever done in this movie. Like, and it's really good. The fact that he realizes that I fucked up again. Okay, I'll go help you, Cap and Winter Soldier. Oh my god, you killed my fucking mom. And the fact that they have this fan service with Captain America's shield, Iron Man, this iconic shot. And then like 10 seconds later, we see the other iconic shot with Captain America just like bang, bang, and Zemo's the whole thing about like, oh, we're gonna go to the Russian thing, I'm gonna revive all of these super soldiers. Just kidding, I just wanted you guys to fight. So I was just like, there's gonna be 5 of him. Oh god, that's gonna be, ugh. So I am glad that they didn't go for like, we're gonna team up and fight these 5 nameless bad guys with super strength. I'm really glad that they didn't go that route, which they could have, but they took it another direction and it worked even better. Let's talk a bit about Black Panther. When we see T'Chaka, the king of Wakanda, when we see him on the screen, I immediately thought like, oh, he's still alive. How can T'Challa be king if he's king? I don't, oh. Like, we definitely get why he's pissed. You know, Bucky being framed for the explosion of the United Nations place. In the beginning with the movie, they're chasing Rumlow, Crossbones, and you know, he's not in the movie much, but you know, I still like, you know, the tie-in with Winter Soldier and him, and the fact that Wanda, she saves Cap and yet she kills so many people and she feels guilty. You're just like, honey, please. Wanda and Vision, I loved every moment those two were together on screen because, you know, I really like that we get to see a sort of beginning of the whole Wanda and Vision thing. Bucky realizing that like, I'm not myself, I'm gonna be put down. no, not killed, but you know, he's gonna be frozen just like Steve was in Wakanda, in all countries, which is gonna be fun because, you know, a Black Panther movie is gonna show up and I'm excited for the Black Panther movie. This movie succeeded in everything. Like, I'm excited for the Spider-Man movie, I'm excited for the Infinity War, I'm excited for Black Panther. I'm not excited for Doctor Strange though, because they showed shit about that. Overall though, as of right now, this is probably all I can remember from the movie. I'm gonna watch it one more time, of course. You're watching the spoiler version of my review, as you've seen the movie, obviously. What did you think about it? Did you like it as much as I did? Did you not like it? Tell me why in the comments and we can discuss it as a happy family. And I love you all. I hope you all have a fantastic continued day. Oh god. Hiccups, that's not good. Goodbye.